Hello, Game Dev live stream. Well, I'm gonna do it for about 20 minutes tonight. I had friends visiting for the last 2 nights. Wanted to give them my attention, but I wanted to get back into the swing of things tonight. Before this, I was working on the new Today I Learned Unity tutorial video for about 2 hours, so that's what's been eating up my time today. However, now I want to wrap up a bit of work on the buttons. So we're in a new sprint now. You see this sprint, I plan on working on the audio design, respawning, and then finishing up the work with the buttons. I think reasonably I can get this done tonight. API to return pushed down time. So we have our we need our scriptable object. So in scripts, we got gameplay, button object. This thing's gonna have a new float variable. It's gonna be like time. Push down. It's gonna be private though. Private float. Push down time. Push down start time. And then we'll have a new public function that's like public float get push down time. This, I'm going to use a ternary operator if is pressed. Then we will do time.time minus push down start time. Otherwise we return 0. If the button is not being pressed right now, the push down time is 0. And then when the button gets pressed, we're going to set push down start time equal to time.time. Yep, that seems good to me. Hello, I'm W2 Melvinstead. Thanks for joining. Okay, I think the easiest way to test this is just going to be to do this other one here, every frame event. So I want to, this is similar to some of the Unity pre-made functions for mono behaviors, like on collision 2D stay, or maybe it's the other way, on collision stay 2D and on collision stay for 3D. Anyways, this should be kind of similar to that, where it gets called every single frame that the deal is still being pushed down. The problem with this is I don't think scriptable object has an update function. Hmm. This doesn't seem very safe. I am not doing that. Hello, Corson. You never thought that pixel art would be so easy to do. That's interesting. Why do you think it's easy? What was your pixel art of? What were you trying to draw? So I'm at a dilemma here. The dilemma is that I can't set up an event for the every trying to make a copy of an NFT called CryptoPunk. Used it as a reference. Okay. That's good. Glad it was easy for you. I don't find any kind of art particularly easy. So I have this dilemma here because I want to have an every frame event for the button being pushed down. Like every frame that the button is still being held down, there's an event that's being called, and someone can listen to that. But scriptable objects don't have an update function. So I'm thinking I have to make a mono behavior, which is a proxy for this, and then people can register to that. So I'm going to make a new script here. I'm going to call this script button update event proxy. And this is going to have a public button object. That'll be the button we're interested in. And then it'll have a public game event. This will be called the event to invoke. And then every frame it checks if button dot is pressed. Then we do event to evoke dot raise. Maybe event to raise, just so it's similar. Or even make it simpler, just call it event. Then we can add this button update proxy event to the button. Call this event, we'll call it button update event proxy. We're not calling it anything, that's just the thing. And then back in scriptable data, I'm going to do create game event. This will be called button held event. We'll drag that event into there. Then we'll drag the button itself into there. And now something else can listen to this event. Okay, now back in scripts, I'm gonna make another script. This is gonna be the button timer. It's gonna be like a button timer test. You just call it button timer. This needs a we do using TM Pro. That's the first thing. We're gonna do using, or not using, public text mesh pro. Okay. Whoa. Press one key. Suddenly autofills a bunch of crap. Okay, so I'm gonna call this function on button held, and every time it gets called, gonna do text dot text equals button held for button dot get push down time seconds. Gonna add another game event listener. 3 game event listeners on here, and this time we're going to, oh shoot, we also need to add this other script. Sorry, add the button timer script. Put this text mesh one into here. So we're going to give the game event listener the button held event, and as a response it will call the button timer.onButtonHeld function. And then the button timer script needs a reference back to the button itself so it can ask for the time. So now, paired with the other game event listeners we have, when we step on it, it turns on. And then when we step off of it, it turns off. And then the timer should go. Let's try that. One Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4. Oh, it's going a little bit faster. But I'm pretty sure it's right. Maybe I'm just slow. I'm tired. But that works. The formatting of the text doesn't really matter. It looks like crap, but it's fine. Woohoo. API to return push downtime done. Every frame event done. Kind of wacky way to do it, but I think that's best. And the benefit of this is that rather than... So we have here an update function that's checking this every frame, which takes up some amount of capacity, but it only calls it when it needs to, rather than having 100 things that are listening to the on button held calling update every frame and doing this check here. It's I think it's a lot. It's more resource saving, I suppose. I don't know how to quantify it very well. I don't exactly know how much, but I'd say it's a pretty good amount. Okay. So I'm going to save this button as a prefab now. We've been doing this for a bit now. It's not saved as a prefab yet, but it's got a box collider on it, and it's got the button collider and the button update event proxy. Bang, I'm saving it. It's a button. Now I can put multiple buttons into the world. Whoa. Okay. Save our stuff in plastic. Let's see, what do we do? We have buttons, buttons, buttons. That's all I'm gonna say. Got the button timer working. Found a way around the scriptable object not having an update function by using a proxy. Worked on new Day I learned Unity video tutorial. Started a new sprint. Let's see. Next time, button animation. Cool. Also in here I learned that scriptable objects don't have an update function. Okay. Also, I finished up the world design, working on the secrets and stuff. I did that in my earlier today as well. I suppose I can finish writing that, but I did that in Sprint 4 before I transitioned over. So I'll say finished. World design, 3 secrets per region. That's why it's not on here, if anyone was curious, really keeping track of stuff. All right, that's all for tonight. Thank you for joining and watching. This was a shorter stream. Tomorrow should hopefully be a longer one. Maybe get to do some stuff for like an hour and a half. Anyways, I appreciate those of you who joined, and keep an eye out for my tutorial video coming out on YouTube soon. Hopefully I'll be able to publish that tomorrow. I've got all the audio recorded. Well, that's not exactly true. I've probably got like 2 hours left on that. Might not be until Wednesday. Anyways, good night and thank you.